Hey friends, it's Rosie and I'll be showing you how I make my southern green beans, bacon, and potatoes in my slow cooker. So I'm going to start off with my baby red potatoes. I want to make sure that I rinse these and scrub them under cool water until they're nice and super clean. And then I'm going to head over to my chopping board. Now you can actually leave these baby red potatoes whole if you want, but I'm going to cut mine. You can cut them in halves or do what I'm doing, and I'm just going to cut mine in fourths. Here I have a yellow onion. I'm going to dice it up. That's like a medium-sized onion. You can use a large or small depending on how much onion you want. And then I'm going to show you my ends, bacon pieces and ends. So you can use regular bacon if you want, but I like to use bacon ends when I make like my green beans and collard greens and stuff like that. Whenever I cook stuff like that, I don't use regular bacon. I like to use the ends. Now here I have my jalapeno pepper because I want this on the spicier side. If you don't want it spicy, leave out the pepper. Now here in my slow cooker, I added in my green beans. I'm using frozen green beans. Of course, you can use fresh if you want. We're also going to toss in our potatoes. By the way, if you want, you can use gold potatoes. You don't have to use baby reds, but I don't recommend using russet because they get really mushy. And now I'm going to start adding in my bacon ends that I chopped up. Once the bacon's in there, we'll start adding in some onion. And again, this is our yellow onion. You can use white if you want. After the onion, I'm going to start adding in my minced garlic, and I'm using the garlic that's already minced up in the jar, but if you want to use fresh, you can. Let's add in our hot peppers. Remember, that is optional, and now I'm going to sprinkle in some pepper. If you want to add salt, you can, but there's going to be plenty of salt from the bacon. Now, I mixed up all the ingredients, and now I'm going to pour in some homemade chicken broth. If you don't have any homemade chicken broth, you can use store-bought. And now we're going to set our slow cooker on high and let this cook for 4 hours. And these green beans are going to be super tender. This is what it looks like once done. Of course, I did cook this in my slow cooker. The lid was on. But yeah, this is what it looks like once done. And this is actually a complete meal. But if you want to add something to it, I recommend adding some cornbread. And you know what, baby? You're in business. So I'm just going to dish this on out, place it in my bowl, and I will be good to go. Now don't forget, if you like this recipe, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what southern recipes you want me to do next. Leave that down below in the comment section and I will add it to my to-do list. And again, if you want the recipe, head over to my blog, iHeartRecipes.com.